Hello and welcome to Section 1, Key Concepts of Incident Management. This is where we begin our learning journey for incident management. In the exam of the 20 questions, 5 will be from this section. All the 5 questions will be understanding type of questions and not application questions. That means they will be at Bloom's Level 2 and not Bloom's Level 3. Here we will begin with the purpose of the practice and then look at various terms and concepts such as what an incident is, what is an incident model, major incidents, the concept of workaround, technical debt, task priority versus prioritization, and then conclude with the practice success factors and key metrics for the practice based on those practice success factors. We begin with the purpose of the practice. The purpose has been dealt with at the ITIL Foundation level itself. And the purpose of this practice is to minimize the negative impact of incidents by restoring normal service operation as quickly as possible. So there are two aspects here. One, when incidents occur, the negative impact has to be minimized. And secondly, the normal service operation has to be restored as quickly as possible. We will soon understand the meaning of what normal service operation is. Quick restoration is essential because it maintains and improves user and customer satisfaction. It's a key factor for the credibility of the service provider, and it also relates closely to the value the provider creates in the service relationships. What is normal service operation? It can be defined in different ways. One, typically that is defined within the service level agreements or other forms of service quality specifications, which are either agreed with the customer or defined by the service provider. It can also be technical specifications of the services or configuration items, which means the practice is not about the quality perceived by the users, but the restoration should happen even when the failure or deviation of the service is not visible to the users and consumers, users and customers who are part of the consumers. And it can also be based on the expert opinion, which assesses the status of resources and services with respect to what normal service operation is, even if there is no documented specification of a normal operation. It'll be useful for us to understand all this with some examples. And for this purpose, we have created certain supporting materials. In your e-learning access, you will find supporting material for this practice. It's a presentation that you can even download. And I'm going to take you through examples now and then from the supporting materials. So what I mean is, this is the other presentation, which is the actual supporting material. And I will take you through examples wherever relevant from this supporting material. So let us begin with some examples of incidents. An incident typically means it's either a service interruption or a degradation of quality. If you think about service interruption, it can be that the application is down or some features are not working, or there's a network outage, the Wi-Fi has stopped, or a laptop is unusable, and so on. Whereas degradation of quality can be a slow response by the application or network speed fluctuation, so the service is not interrupted fully. An example that comes to my mind lately is McDonald's global outage during the month of March in 2024 for a few hours, and that happened due to configuration change by a supplier. Now, we're not trying to pick up on McDonald's because incidents do happen in any organization. And the other thing that we learned about what normal operation is. So technical specifications such as server usage is at full capacity. This could mean that it is no longer normal operation. Similarly, service level agreement, which can indicate normal operation or not, such as an ambulance is delayed beyond 10 minutes. A point of sale terminal is down for more than 10 minutes during store hours, whereas the SLA is less than 10 minutes. So that's also an incident. And a specialist opinion where technical specifications are not documented or there is no SLA. An example of that could be too many transactions are noticed than the normal amount, by a specialist, and the log file is quickly building up, and that can also indicate a potential incident. So therefore, what we learned here in terms of normal operation of a service is either based on the service level agreement, technical specification of service or configuration item, or expert opinion. So the same can be shown in the form of a workflow. A service behaves unusually. We begin with that. If a user is unhappy, yes, definitely it's an incident, so register that. If the user is okay, they don't have an issue, then the next question to ask is there a breach of SLA, which is probably not noted by the user yet. If there is a breach, then it is an incident, register it. If there is no breach of SLA, then ask the next question, is there a breach of technical specification? If yes, register an incident. If there is no breach of technical specification, the last thing to ask is, does it feel right? Meaning from a specialist opinion. If it does not feel right, then register an incident. If it feels okay, then don't register it. And you can connect this flow with the examples that we did a while ago. So something not right, another example could be expected financial transactions in a bank is more than expected. And could there be some, maybe a money laundering is going on at that time? The practice has several benefits. For the service provider, it can reduce the losses caused by IT service unavailability. Their image would be better with their consumers due to uninterrupted IT services. They are able to fulfill the SLAs with service consumers. Their cost of service restoration due to knowledge capture and reuse will reduce the cost, and it'll lead to higher user satisfaction. There may be other benefits as well. Similarly, there are benefits for the service consumer also, such as reduced losses due to business service unavailability, or better image to the consumer in their market due to uninterrupted business services, and higher client and employee satisfaction. In the exam, you need to note the differences in the benefits for the consumer versus the provider. They may look very similar, but look out for keywords such as business. When you see the term business, it's most of the times on the consumer side. And when you see client and employee, then it's on the consumer side. Whereas if you see users and customers being satisfied, then it is a benefit for the service provider. Let us now move to what an incident means. And you might recollect the examples we did for interruption to a service or reduction in the quality of a service, meaning degradation in the quality. And this is what an incident, how an incident is defined as: an unplanned interruption to a service or reduction in the quality of a service. So how or what can reduce the negative impact on users and reduce the service non-availability or degradation? There are two main factors for this. One, early incident detection. If incidents are detected early, it can contribute significantly to reduce the negative impact on users and to reduce the service non-availability or degradation. The second factor is quick restoration of normal operation. While the incident will be visible, in some cases, it may not be visible, and then restoration also reduces the negative impact and reduces the non-availability or degradation. For this, a lot of things are needed within the organization, such as effective, efficient processes, automation, supplier relationships, skilled and motivated specialist teams, and which means all the 4 dimensions of service management contribute to the practice. Another term that we need to be familiar with is incident model. It is a repeatable approach to the management of a particular type of incident. So, for example, there could be incidents for certain systems or certain types of applications or networks, database, information security, and so on. And there could be different approaches for those different categories of incidents. It is important that we don't have too many different approaches or too many models, because it can confuse the practitioners and they may have to refer to different processes for different types of incidents. But it will be necessary to have at least some key different types rather than too many types. So incidents demonstrate certain patterns such as lack of compatibility or incorrect user behavior. And defining such incident models can help the service providers to optimize the handling and resolution of repeating or similar incidents. Incidents are resolved more quickly and efficiently with better results due to the application of proven and tested solutions. Therefore, incident modeling is an important activity area of the practice. A model, therefore, includes several things, not just the process, but also roles and responsibilities, escalation methods, maybe even tools to be used, certain metrics, and so on. So it's a template to handle a certain type of incident. A model has several benefits. It allows to work faster. The results are better due to proven, tested methods, solution, etc. For example, non-compatibility related incidents can be described in a specific incident model, and software incidents in another one, network incidents in another model, and so on. Major incidents. These are incidents with significant business impact, requiring immediate coordinated resolution. Certain examples of major incidents could be as follows. So I'm taking you to the supporting material where we have the following examples, such as an entire service site is down, employees are unable to work, or a data center has been cut off, several users are unable to access the application, the secondary site or facility is unavailable on the network, or phone lines are not functional. All these are major incidents depending on the criteria for the major incident, which means major incidents will have criteria before they are labeled as a major incident. Usually, major incidents are more complex because many systems and services are designed for high availability. So single failures are unlikely to cause a significant business impact because such single failures are quickly and automatically detected and fixed. But when multiple seemingly trivial events coincide, they may lead to a major disruption of multiple services and have a high impact on service consumers. Therefore, they require a special approach to management and resolution. Major incidents rarely occur due to the robustness and reliability of IT infrastructure, but an incident model is recommended even for major incidents so that there are clear criteria to distinguish them from disasters and other normal incidents. For major incidents, a special accountable coordinator is recommended, who are referred to as the major incident manager. We will later look at the responsibility of the major incident manager, which is a type of an incident manager. Then also a dedicated temporary team created to investigate and resolve an incident that is major so that there is proper focus and speed for the resolution. Sometimes other dedicated resources may be needed, such as not only people, but also money, and such as urgent consultations with third-party experts or procurement of components to resolve the incident. Major incidents also require special methods of investigation, such as swarming, which is explained later on, where people group together from different technical areas, different expertise areas, to work together, create a plan, and then go back and do their own work and come back together with possible solutions. Because in the beginning, it may not be known or understood which specific service configuration items are actually causing the issue. Major incidents also require an agreed model of communication with users, customers, regulators, media, and other stakeholders as well. For example, particularly in financial organizations or transportation, nuclear, the businesses or industries where there is a highly sensitive area of work will usually require communication to regulators as well. And last but not the least, major incidents require an agreed procedure for review and follow-up activities so that there can be improvements. Workaround. This is another term. This is a solution that reduces or eliminates the impact of an incident or problem for which a full resolution is not yet available. Some workarounds reduce the likelihood of incidents. We see the term problem here. Problem, we will learn more about problems in the problem management practice in case you register for that course also. We highly recommend that you register for problem management training as well, because incidents and problems are closely connected. Service desk as well, another practice. A problem is a cause for one or more incidents. So workarounds are more like quick fixes, which are created without any analysis of the root cause of an incident. And it is therefore not guaranteed to work always. For example, a service desk agent may recommend a user to run a command on their laptop, which might resolve their application slowness issue and temporarily, but then the same issue could crop up the next day or after a few hours. And that was a workaround because it has not been investigated, meaning the incident has not been investigated. It's just a quick check diagnosis and the fix being applied. Therefore, workarounds are applied when it is not possible to find a systemic solution for an incident, meaning there can also be situations where, in spite of the analysis, a holistic solution may not be possible. Holistic meaning a solution that does not make the incident to occur again, because all the 4 dimensions of incident management of the practice or of the situation have been considered. But workarounds are useful in many situations because they promptly restore the service to an acceptable quality, and but they can increase technical debt and may lead to new incidents in the future. Technical debt, another new term here. It is the cost of creating workarounds rather than holistic solutions or systemic solutions, which means that when solutions are created faster without too much of analysis, it could not be the best solution. And applying that solution can lead to incidents in the future or some other potential issues in the future. And this is known as technical debt. Therefore, it is essential that organizations periodically work to reduce or minimize the technical debt by creating holistic solutions or systemic solutions for those workarounds which were applied earlier. Even though it's possible that there may be no possibility to create a systemic solution for certain workarounds. And more than the incident management, it is a problem management practice that can be used to reduce the technical debt created by incident workarounds, because understanding the cause or causes of an incident can help find an optimal solution. And sometimes the incident workaround can become the permanent way of dealing with the problem also, if the resolution is not cost effective or viable. For example, if it's a commercial off-the-shelf product, then because it's an off-the-shelf, the organization who is having an incident on that product may not be able to create a permanent fix or resolution because it is not their product. Therefore, they will apply a workaround, and that can be the only way or the permanent way of dealing with the problem. A problem meaning a cause of one incident or the multiple recurring incidents, or an incident that might occur and has not occurred before. So in such cases, the problem record remains in a known error status. However, that is out of scope for the incident management practice.